like right here in just a second. Hi, Amy. And then Kathy, what I would love to do is kind of just get you up to speed on who this group of amazing leaders are and kind of the contest that we've been doing and our focus for tonight. And then I'll kind of turn it over to you guys. And if I forget to say it afterwards, when Kathy's done, you guys stay on because I've got a couple bits of exciting news to share with you once we're done chatting with Kathy tonight. So we are recording. Hi, Jody, I just see you popped on, and hi, Amber. And I was just saying I was gonna get Kathy kind of up to speed on who all of you are and what this is about, and then let Kathy share all the greatness that she has with us. But more or less, Kathy, and I actually told you this, you called me one day and you were out walking, and I told you about this contest I was gonna do, but they had to opt in. So every single person on here paid $100 to be a part of it. And if they got on the calls and had enrolled a certain number of people or rank advanced a certain number of consultants, they got their money back. And if they promoted to Crystal Director, I matched it. And so that was super fun that some people have earned that, and everybody's getting their money back. Like every single person on this call, business is growing right now, which is so fun. We've had more managers and more Crystal consultants, I think, ever in the history of my team, which has been super fun and exciting. And as of this morning, we decided that we were going to run it through executive and through July 12th. And there's more incentives. They had to put in a little bit more, and I'm tripling their money back for those that go. And most of all, I'm sharing that with you is because this group of leaders like really wants it. Like there's such burning desire. They've not missed a call. They're so hungry for this. Every week when I open up IsoPulse, this is the people that are rank advancing their team and bringing new people to Isagenix. And it's just been real fun to dial in on a group of people that are so hungry and so motivated. So you guys all know Kathy Coover is our Executive Vice President and co-founder of Isagenix. I do want to actually read her bio because there are probably things in here that you guys don't know, that it's super important that you can learn from such an amazing woman. And even though we call her the mama of Isagenix, and she is so heartfelt, and this company thrives because of her leadership and integrity, it is so special that we have privilege and connections to someone that can mentor all of us, that we will look back and you will hit goals, have helped someone else, and made your life better from learning from her. But Kathy is from, lives in Gilbert, Arizona. She had over 27 years in the industry. Was the top income earner in 3 different companies. And we talk about that because to get to number 1, I mean, that's grit, that's perseverance, that's dedication. However, she's also been in the trenches. She's had the rejections, she's had the lows, she's had the corporate drama, she's had everything that you've come up to face, that it's nice to have someone that's not only put the best tools and systems and apps out there for us, but can connect on an emotional level. Kathy, in 2016, won the American Business Award, which is absolutely amazing. And Direct Selling News named Kathy one of the most influential women in the industry in 2017. Like, that's amazing when you think about all the people in the direct selling, and that is the founder of our company. So with no further ado, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to bring Kathy out to the call.
Well, thank you, Lauren, and congratulations to all of you for all your hard work, all your effort. I know what it takes. It takes determination, consistency, grit, persistence, wall kicking moments, and just keep on charging. So congratulations. It's a big accomplishment to be on this call. And thank you, Lauren, for all your leadership and all you do and putting out all these great contests. And the accountability is so important. I really think that team camaraderie, the team enthusiasm is essential to your success, and you guys got it here for sure. So I'm here to answer any questions, do anything you want.
Okay, well, thank you for that. And so I had emailed a few things I was going to talk about, but if Kathy gets excited and Kathy just wants to say things, I'm willing to go off script because this is always really fun, especially in a more private and intimate.
I don't know if I got the email, so I got the voice text. But anyway, I'm open to anything, whatever you want to do.
They're similar. I hate when the ball gets dropped, but the exact same. So I think the main thing that I would love to first ask you about is when you were really running, when you were going for a goal, like they were all going for Crystal Director. And, like Jenny Thompson on the call right now, she was messaging me that she did not hit Crystal Director in terms of she was already paid as executive and had fallen out, but she's back to 9 active consultants, you know, and before this, she was like, I mean, just a couple and what she was able to do. And she created one last night and one this morning. So moving in like that direction, it's fun to see that excitement, even if they miss, you know, that we're not hung up on that. We're focused on the momentum. So what would be your best tips, your best advice for really going for a goal? Like when you're just set the date and what should they do to make sure they don't miss Crystal Executive, or they're creating managers along the way, consultants along the way?
Well, I really believe in visuals and having your visuals in front of you, have your crystal map in front of you, have your key builders so you know exactly, you know, where you are. Keep watching your reports in the back office, but put it everywhere. I mean, everywhere you go, put it where the places you go the most often, like the bathroom mirror, put them in your office, put them on your kitchen, you know, in the refrigerator right there. And then I would highly encourage you, if you have family, to share your goals with your family and really sit down with them and have a special dinner, because, or something, you know, that you can really talk to them and share with them what your goals are and why you're doing this, why you're doing it for the family. Because right now, I mean, you know, there's require a lot of time management, because a lot of the husbands and the spouses have come home, the kids are crawling all over you, you know, and it's hard to have that sanity. And when I was in a build or going for the next rank, I always sat down with Jim and Eric and shared what my goal was. We'd have the goal on the refrigerator, and then we'd have our time management, you know, our calendar, because they need to know when you are committed to working. So I thought that really worked for me. So what we did is Jim and I and Eric sat down, we put all of Eric's golf things in and school things in, those go first. Then I built my calendar around that. But I would have 2 nights a week, like Tuesday and Thursday night and Saturday morning, that I would work. And I shared that with them. This is my time that I need to work. And so they were really cooperative with that. They knew that tonight, you know, they'd do the dishes, or Jim would do Eric's homework or whatever it was, and that mom was going to be working. And then I'd have a goal for the family, though. So there was a goal of the rank advancement, but then the goal for the family. So what would that be for them? Helping, cooperating, and encouraging you and cheering you on and telling you to keep going, because there's nothing like that if you get that behind you. And then put your calendar up every week and the times, and then how you're going to work your calendar with your family, because right now, you know, you need that organization, because, you know, it's kind of bedlam in some homes right now. I've seen it all. And so I think that will really help. So keeping the goals in front of you at all times, and, you know, and if you don't hit it, don't crucify yourself. Just think how much far ahead you are. Think, oh my gosh, I did that. Congratulations, I'm farther ahead. But then don't let anything stop you. Push harder for the next goal, because it's normal. I mean, sometimes, you know, if you're an athlete, you're in sports, you win, sometimes you don't. And you have to learn how to be a good winner, and you have to learn how that if you didn't win, how can you just take the great things that have happened to you and look at all the enrollments, look how much better your skills have gotten, look how, you know, your team has grown. So congratulate yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself, because it happens. Things will happen. Somebody's auto ship didn't go through, or it might happen at the same time. So keep everything in front of you, and then have an accountability. And I know this is what this group is here. You're probably all cheering each other on. And I really think that makes a huge, huge difference in your success.
I've been typing some of the notes over there if you guys, so you can screenshot those or copy and paste the chat after the call. But I love that, you know, and it's so fun for me to be able to kind of share some stories and make what like Kathy's saying so personable. But Kisa's a really great representation of that. I mean, she missed like all of the crystal bonuses the first time by like a week. You know, she was like going for Crystal Director, and the next Sunday it happened, you know, and I think that happened all the way until her hitting 2-star. It was like, I'm going 2-star, I'm going 2-star. And then the following week it would happen. But looking back and all of that momentum that you've created, and it's really important to remember that a lot of this business shows up 90 days, 180 days, you know, after you've built all these seeds. And where some of you did go Crystal Director, and that's amazing. I love that Kathy's saying, don't be so hard on yourself. You just keep going, and that resiliency, that it's still progress and it's still forward motion. So I know right now, one of the things that people are saying is like, how do we lead with the opportunity? You know, we know that it's such a special time, and I'm really comfortable, you know, talking about the products, but I think you have the best verbiage to get people really excited about the opportunity and without relying on social media. Like, what is some tips that they can say when they pick up the phone or they meet people out now that our social distancing is coming down a little bit?
Well, it's just all asking people questions. You know, right now we need to be really empathetic and not, you know, not hitting people too hard. It's just asking them, how are you doing, you know, with COVID right now? I mean, how are you doing in this time? And I think it just opens up a conversation. Let them talk. Let them say how they're doing. And then you'll hear their hot buttons. And then they're going to, of course, probably ask you how you're doing. And then it's being gratitude, having gratitude. Look, I'm so grateful. I'd started an online business with Isagenix, so I'm able to make, you know, another $1,000 a month or whatever you're making, 2,000. It's changed everything for my family. And I'm showing other people how to do the same thing. And just talk and then just be quiet and see if they say, well, show me what it is. I mean, especially just right now with friends and family and things like that, because it comes up all the time. I mean, everywhere you go, every time I just went to the dermatologist today, how you doing? How you doing that? And you know, my dermatologist actually is on Isagenix. She's Lindsay Hoffer in Reno, referred me to her. And she said, oh, we're promoting Isagenix now because we really realize we really need this side business. So, you know, I think this has been a wake-up call for a lot of people. So I think too, when if you're just engaging people in conversation right now, or you're talking to them, it's just saying, how's your family doing? You know, or did they cut your salary? I mean, because a lot of people got their salaries cut in half. A lot of people got laid off. It's just good really to ask them questions to see where they are, because, you know, everybody's different. And if they're really good and they're doing great, say, look, I know there's been a lot of people displaced right now. And do you know anybody that's looking to create a side income with a great nutritional product that's just amazing? Then you could share a little story. Just asking them if they're not displaced, then they may give you a referral, but they may be interested too. I always ask for referrals all the time. It always worked. And then it was no pressure on me or them. And then they usually all were very interested, but it's just a very soft way to do that. So, and I think too that right now, a lot of health professionals and gym owners and chiropractors and, oh my gosh, I mean, everybody is, you know, undergoing a lot of suffering right now. And I think it's a perfect time. I mean, our enrollments right now, I just got off the phone. Canada was up 147%. US was up 131%. You know, since we eliminated that free sign up, you know, we got rid of that. First, we didn't think it was working. And then it was kind of like after Easter, the resurrection, everything started to happen. And I think that, you know, people are more open. Like a lot of times chiropractors, health professionals, gym owners don't feel comfortable asking them for a membership fee. But say, you know, like of course you want people to start on a pack and a system. That's exactly what you want to do. But this gives an opportunity. Well, let me just try one or two things, and then you circle back around with them. So it gives them the opportunity for health professionals, gym owners, and all those things to open this up to their clients, and they'll be more open. I think really with the elimination of the membership fee, we're seeing it now, and we're just grateful that that's really, really working. We knew it would, but sometimes it takes a while. It's kind of like, you know, you're building, working, things like nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden, boom, the next week it all happens, you know. So I think that it's so true. So just find out, ask questions, find out what's missing from their life gently. Just say you're so grateful, you know, just be humble. You're grateful that you're able to create an income stream from home, and you know, you want to show this to other people, because I think this has been it's a new reality for people. It makes them realize that they need to have something else, and just see if they're open. And there'll never be another time like this. So it's a great opportunity. And people, I mean, I really believe our world is going to be forever changed because of this. You know, I think it was a wake-up call for everybody. You know, they take everything for granted. They take their health for granted. They take their businesses for granted. They take their careers for granted. And I think it's made people realize, wow. I mean, I can't tell you how many gratitude text messages I've gotten from people just saying, oh my God, thank God I had Isagenix, because, you know, the spouse had come home, no money coming in. I mean, it is something. So we are so lucky.
Well, because you brought that up, thank you. And everybody should write in the chat right now, thanking Jim and Kathy for all that they do. And I am one of, you know, thousands and thousands of people that feel that. And, you know, starting with the products that, I mean, not to, obviously we don't treat or cure any of that, but I mean, my confidence of just how healthy I am because Isagenix is in my body every day, that, you know I don't have that fear. I speak for myself. And then for sure with the income, and I agree with it forever being different. I was talking to an architect the other day, and he was sharing with me that on new builds, they've changed the blueprint of the house to include dual offices because they're planning for more kids being like homeschooled because parents don't want to send them back, and also both adults working. All these companies have seen, and that now like the demand more than an extra bathroom is two full, like optional, like fully functioning offices, because that could be like the new norm. So what would you say, I feel like a lot of people that kind of start and stop, right? Or they have like one toe in, they're like, I'm going for it, but they're not, you know, like the distractions are something that easily pop up, or they get frustrated because the no's are happening. And then it's like, they're always starting again, you know, it's always starting, or just kind of in cruise control, never just going for it. Like, what is your advice for that? And for people to just like commit and really go for it?
Well, you know, that's it right there. You have to make 100% commitment. You have to commit to it. And if you're working full time already, or you have another career, just commit to X amount of hours. So if you can have 1 full hour a day or 2, you know, just woven into your time, that consistency, and nothing's going to stop you from doing those income producing activities, calling and contacting. You are so lucky that we have all these apps and iPhones and voice texting, and oh my gosh, when I had to make 10 contacts a day, it was drilling the phone to get the phone to ring for someone to pick up the phone. So, you know, you can really go through your phone book, and, you know, right now, just like if you had an hour, go through your phone directory in your phone and just leave a message. Gosh, I was just calling a friend and your name popped up. I thought about it. How are you doing? We should connect. Just something like that. And then put on a free Thursday or Friday. Just see how they're doing. That's what these work it calls they're doing. People are connecting. When I was on one the other day, and we had 1,500 text messages go out on an hour work it call. So be that consistency. You know, sometimes there's going to be something that will happen, but book it into your calendar that this is what you're going to do. Set realistic goals. If you're working full time, set realistic goals for yourself, and don't let anything get in the way. And then once again, commit with your family. I'm telling you, if you get your family behind it, it will make all the difference in the world. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that are working in their closet because their family wasn't behind them. And I think that it's just the way you say it, it's the way you talk to everybody is so important. And getting them engaged, that they'll tell you how many people did you talk to? Ask your family, how many people did you do? What did you do today? I mean, because that support is unbelievable. And I think it's just all communication issue with the family, getting them to really come with you. If you're working by yourself and you're solo, then get someone that's be a tough accountability coach, someone that really cares about you. And you tell them, look, when it gets tough, I want you to tell me to keep going. I want you not to stop, and just keep going. Because, you know, you see some of these rocket ship cases, but that's unusual. Most people just go slow and steady, and then eventually something will happen. You know, someone will click over. I mean, the story about Alexis Romano, there was one lady that came in the first year in Isagenix, and they never really did anything. And then Alexis came in the power leg and maxed them out. So, I mean, you never know who's going to show up, and you have to have that positive attitude. And you got to know that we're doing good for people, and you're not bothering people. And, you know, there's a a point when, you know, you feel like you're bothering people, but if you get to the point when you think that, look, if this is not for you, it's okay, but can I touch base with you in 6 months and see if it's open? So leaving that door open, just keep working and keep working, driving that momentum, and then reaching down into your team and finding your people that want to run with you. I mean, that's how Jenny Elo found you. She reached down and she found Lauren. And, you know, that's the key is it doesn't take, it takes about 5 good ones, 3 on the left and 2 on the right, of really good ones running with you. And that will be the magic number, you know? And so what are your numbers? What are your things? I mean, it's the 80-20 rule. I found that 80% of the people put their toe in and 20% would go to work. So it's just, you got to know the numbers. You got to not get upset about it. I wish when I started, somebody had told me, when I started, people said, Kathy, you just have to get 5 people. They get 5 people, they get 5 people, they get 5 people. That was not true. I had to sponsor 568 people to get to the top of that company. And if somebody told me that and just said, you know, if that's what I had to do, that's what I had to do, you know. So just, it may take a lot of people. You may be lucky like Jimmy Smith and just sponsor 80, but you know, that's not normal either. He went after networkers. So there's somebody out there waiting for you. And there's so many people right now waiting for you. 36 million people unemployed right now. I mean, it's crazy. It's insane.
It is so sad. That number just keeps going up. So you started to tip on something that actually was a question I wanted to ask you about that 5 people and really driving the line, because this took me hearing it from you actually a couple of times, so I really got it and understanding. Can you touch on that? Because I think that's so essential when you're really trying to rank advance.
Yeah. Driving, do you want me to talk about driving the line, how to do that? Okay.
Driving the line, and then just those 5 key players and even just like their strengths.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me just talk about driving the line first, because I think a lot of people don't understand because they haven't been in network marketing before. But it's driving the line simply means like this. Let's say I enrolled Lauren, and Lauren is really excited. I said, Lauren, give me your top 10 people. Who do you know that, you know, might want to trim up, be healthier, have more energy, endurance, and stamina, might want to make an extra income? Who do you know? And write them down, and let's start calling them together. Then I'd have Lauren voice text them, say, look, I got something really exciting. We got to talk. You know, I'm going to have my business partner on the line so they can share it with you. Or you don't even have to say that. That might throw them off. Just say, I got something I think you'd be really excited about. Are you free, you know, Tuesday night at 7 or whenever? And then let's say Anna came on, the gal here on the screen, and she came on and she was a pistol. And she said, oh my gosh, this sounds exactly what I've been looking for. Then I'd say to Anna, get your top 10 names ready. Get your people, you know, who do you know? Who do you know that has a burning desire to change their position in life? Who do you know that wants it, that has to have it? Who do you know that is looking for something additional? And then I'd have you make your 10 names and I'd help you call. But I'd have Lauren on the line with me. So she'd be listening as I'm making the calls, because I'm training Lauren as you know, we're doing this. And I'm helping you introduce people to Isagenix. So then we went through your list, and then maybe Jenny came on, and then she was a good one. I do the same thing. So I'm driving the line deep down. It's not who I know, it's who Lauren knows, it's who Anna knows, it's who Jenny knows. And that's the way you do it. Once you drive the line 3 levels deep, it just seems like it goes. And people will do what you do. And you know, when someone starts, they're not ready to go on the phone yet, or you're teaching them how to create a story, you're posting their stuff on Facebook, before and afters, but still there's nothing like human voice to get people fired up. So that's what driving the line is to drive the organization deep. Because remember, you're building an organization of people that buy and consume the best products in the world, and that's your network, and that's what you're doing. You're creating this huge network that keeps growing and growing, and you want to keep it growing. And then as you personally enroll people, you know, in your journey, you need to get to know them, and you want to look for people, you know, you're looking for people that have traits and skills and that really want it. And that's, you know what, that's the hardest thing to find, is the people that really want it. Sometimes I think, is everybody really lazy or something? Doesn't anybody want it? Doesn't anybody? I'm sure you're all going, yeah, that's the hardest thing, is to find the ones. But you put it out there. You put it out there. That's what you're looking for. It's your posture. It's your confidence. And you're telling people, look, I am really excited to get to know you better, and then just start talking to them, ask some questions, use a few of the questions from the new associate checklist. I know them by heart because I did it over and over and over with 3 of my builds, created 10 diamond legs, 9 diamond legs, and then the 2 legs. So that's what I did. I interviewed them. I find out what their skill sets were. And then you're looking for the ones that want to do it. And then you lock arms with them. So you ask them, like if I was asking Lauren, like, what would your ideal life look like? Where would you live? Where would you be vacationing? You ask them all these questions. And then said on a monthly basis, how much is that going to cost you to live that ideal life? And then she tells you. And then you say on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to achieving your dreams and goals? And so then you know how committed they are. And then you work with the ones that want it. And you just tell them, look, I only have time to work with people that are committed, people that have a burning desire. And I'm going to coach you, I'm going to train you, and I'm going to put as much effort in as you give me back. And so it's your posture that's really, really important in this game. And, a lot of people will start out real great and then they'll fade off, but at least you'll know what you'll see, you can go back to them and say, look, I remember you wanted to live that ideal life, but you still want to do that. And, just so you're working. So if you sponsor 10 people, if you get 2 that say yes, that's really good. Sometimes I sponsor 10 and get 1, but that's just the way it is. I wish somebody told me that. I thought everybody was going to want to do it. Don't. And so it's just taking those and then putting them in a group. A lot of people have a little special group for their runners, and then they share ideas and tips and things. So that's something that I think is important. And one other thing I want to share with you, because I know I don't have that much time with you, but this was something I shared with a lot of team members because, I travel a lot all over and do the conventions and things like that. And we had one gentleman in Australia get up, and he was talking about how he converts product users to business builders. And, so many people says, well, I don't want the business. I don't want to, I don't need any extra money or anything like that. So what he says to them is, have you ever had to say no to your family because you didn't have enough money to do what they wanted? And then he just was quiet and he said, every one of them go, wow, I really need to take a look at this. So sometimes it just kind of hits you in the heart. Have you ever had to say no to your family for your children going to camps or to go on a vacation or anything like that? And it kind of makes them think, wow, maybe I better do this. Maybe I need to create a side business. So I thought that was something good to have in your back pocket. Sometimes you hear something like that and it's like, oh, that's a nugget. I got that one. That's why we learn from each other. And that's why we listen to the calls. You're looking for one nugget that somebody's going to teach you. You go to an event to look for 1 to 2 nuggets, something you're going to do different to turn the key. So that's it. Working with 5 people, have them work, step up, then find out what they love to do. So if you have 5 people, this is really important. As you start building out your team, you don't have to be everything. And I know we try to do that in the beginning. We try to, be everything. We try to be the product coach. We try to be to explain the compensation plan. We try to do the opportunity presentation. We try to do everything. But as your team and your 5 develop, find out what they like to do. See, what are you really passionate about with Isagenix? Do you love to enroll people? Do you love to train on the products? Do you love to train on the compensation plan? Do you love to organize conference calls? You want an organizer in your group? And so then what do you love to do? And so you work with everyone's strengths. And I love to recruit and I love to train. So that's what I did. I did not like to follow up. So I made Jim do the follow up. And he was brilliant. He loved it. He loved doing the follow up. And he'd do the new associate checklist and he'd come in and he goes, oh my God, a good one for you. And how he would interview him and he goes, he said, I'm going to be interviewing you, and why did you choose to join Kathy's team? And then they would say, the number one reason, because she had a system. So as you're enrolling people and talking to people, say to people, we have a system for you to plug into. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. That was the number one reason, because we do have a system. We have the product trainings of everything. We have everything available. That was the number one reason why they joined. So, I think that is really important to find out what people's strengths are and work with their strengths. and then have them start stepping up, like having them do an introduction or a product testimonial. And then if they love to train on the product, say, well, why don't you do a training for me? Have them start stepping up so that you have your captains to do all this. Because I'm telling you, as your organization gets bigger and bigger, you're going to need your captains to help, manage your team. And everybody has different things they love to do, and you usually do what you do really great at what you love to do. So I think that's one thing I really wanted to share with you as you're building out your team. And then if you feel like you have something missing, from someone, you can say, look, I'm looking for somebody. I remember I used to go to seminars and events, and because back then that's all we had. I just sitting there and I said, I'm looking for someone. You've been really incredible at my business. I'm looking for somebody that's a really good presenter. I'd love to talk to you. And then you compliment and say, you did a great job. I'd love to talk to you, because I was looking for presenters so that I could be alleviated from some of the pain that I was going through. So, but times have changed. You have all your Facebook groups, you have all these different things to build. You have so many avenues, and record yourself, put them up, and create a little system for yourself in your Facebook groups. I'm sure you already have that, but it's just kind of good to know the whole overall structure on what you're trying to do. And as these leaders step up and they come into greatness, then you go out and create 5 new leaders, 5 new ones. Then the next year, the class of 5, who's you're going to be your 5 key builders in this year. And then you create another group, and all of a sudden you've got this massive team of people that are committed. And really that's all it takes to max out a center, and then to max out another center, and the magic happens.
You get me so fired up. I don't even want to do our next team call. I just want to go work. I don't know if you need to hop out right now, if you have 1 more minute. The last question.
Fine.
Okay, the last question would just be like, I know given the change in times because of the virus, that part's a little self-explanatory, but even outside of that, like, what are you most excited about with Isagenix right now? Where we're going, what products are coming out, like PG, just what keeps them like, this is what I need to be doing.
Well, I'm really excited about us. I was just on a call right before on all the new videos we're creating. And I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about the new look, the new feel, the new messaging. Oh my gosh, Lauren, I was on a call and they were so scared when Jim and I were on, because they had been working and working to show us. And I'm watching this and I'm going, that is Isagenix. This is exactly who we are. And so it's really exciting. You're going to see a lot of new things coming out. And when you first see it, just listen and think, and it will attract so many new people. Like, we're always known as the weight loss company, but we're so much more than that. So this new messaging will be coming out, and it will express who we are. It's going to attract a whole new breed, the new brand. I was just on the call with the new videos, and the guys that are doing the videos did it for the Super Bowl. They're really good. So we're going to have new messaging, new videos, new energy, new product enhancements that no one else has. I just got it here at the house. I've been taking it. It is, I'm so excited about it, because we're going to be the only one that has this. We're going to be the only one. Now, everybody will try to copy us, but it's always good to be first in the marketplace. This is your superfood, dense nutrition that's packed with broccoli, spinach, kale, all this kind of stuff. Whole foods in our products. It's so exciting. Then I'm really excited about a new app that's coming. And it's going to be like a little robot in your back office. Someone to help manage your team. So I saw it once, but I haven't played with it, but everyone that's used it is flipping out over it. So I'm excited for that. So if we have a shake drop, you'd be able to go in and it will manage things. It's going to be so good. So it's going to be gradual. We can't do everything overnight, because you can't throw everything out. So we're gradually going to transition. Everything's gradually transition. The new look, the new feel, the new apps, the new products, the new. We're working on a new website. But the thing is, when we do a new website, we have our existing one, then we're creating a new one that should come out. The new one should come out in January. But we're updating this one as we go. So it's a double work, but we just got to do it. And then we'll transition to this new website that will be like, okay, this is Isagenix. So I am so excited. I've never been so excited. about our future. It just shows that we'll go on for decades and decades and decades into the future. It's going to be here for your kids, your grandkids, and that's where we started this company, to create a legacy for all of you, something you'd be so proud to be a part of, something you couldn't stop talking about, something we can impact people's lives. So I'm really excited about all those things. I have a lot more too, but there's just so much time.
Thank you so much. I'm going to unmute so they can all say thank you. And you guys don't hang up yet. I need you for a few minutes, but they're unmuted.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope you got something from it.
Oh, good. Thank you, Kathy. Tell Jim hi.
Thank you.
I will. Okay,
So
have a great rest of your meeting. Okay. We'll
Bye.
see.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Are you guys not like so fired up? What a treat. So I wanted to chat with you guys just for a couple minutes, and then we'll have a little bit of a break before our team call. Clearly, when I was saying like each week the speakers were gonna get better, I had not thought that I was going to extend this, through the executive deadline when we scheduled Kathy Coover. Like this literally was supposed to be the finale. However, there's so much momentum and there's so much growth, and a lot of people wrote me privately and said, what are we doing next? Like, I really like this. And are you going to keep the group up, and what's going to happen? And I was like, can I even get enough speakers lined up, for the next 6 weeks type of thing? And we do have that. So I just want to talk through it, because I know sometimes I write things and everybody's like a little overwhelmed of knowing what your options are moving forward. And then I wanted to touch on one thing too that Kathy said, just remind me about Jessica Rigner if I forget just what that I wanted to talk about. But for those of you who had already paid $100, it's slightly different than those of you who just joined. Okay, so I know like Kelly is brand new, Amy is brand new, like Chris is brand new. And basically right now it's the same thing. Like these calls are not optional. You know what I mean? Like yes, life happens, but for the most part, we want you on here live. If we have this type of leader in the company, executives getting on here, like we want you present and focused. And then I just want that form, you guys, not for busy work, and surely not because I'm babysitting you, because it works. It's accountability. Like I do it too. And like, there's times you're like, oh, I'm only at 7, right? It forces you out of the comfort zone, and you guys are enrolling because of it. The numbers are not lying. So for those of you that are brand new that are doing it, still the $100 opt-in, everybody's getting on the calls, you're sending in your form. And if you create the consultants or enroll 5 people, you get your money back in addition to that. So you've got a couple months to enroll 5 people or create 1 consultant. So it's a little bit harder than the last time. It was only 2, but this is because we're pushing towards executive, okay? You'll get your money back. If you are going for where I'm going to match it, you have to enroll 10 people between now and July 12th. And not only do you get your $100 back, but I'm doubling it. Okay, so I'll match it for 10 enrollments. We're still increasing volume, even though that doesn't necessarily happen to help you rank advance. You're still bringing in new customers, okay? And then if you want me to double it, right? So this is like that triple, like you put 100 in, but I'm giving you 200. That's then if you go Crystal Executive. So if it's someone who's never been, you know what I mean, and you get to executive for the very first time, or if you're something like that would be Amy on here, that would be Kathy on here, right? That would be Barbara or Alicia. If it's someone who already was executive, like Kisa or Laura or Rachel, me, Danielle, Chris, that's going again, it's 10 new. I'm doing it the same way as corporate. I'm not gonna, like, if you're at 8 consultants and you go back to 2, that's not for me to put in the triple. But then if you have your $100 buy-in, I'm giving you 200, right? So I'm giving you your money back and then doubling it for you if you go there. So yes, 100 BV in there. And so this is where I in my head was like June 1st is I'm tracking this. Like this is our last of the dash. Next week is Memorial Week, right? And I was going to start June 1st and basically roll until the 12th. If you guys have an enrollment this week and you end up at like 9, right? Because the other ones are all after June, like, come on, I'm going to work with you. Like, I'm not really trying to make your money here. I'm just trying to get the team to keep growing and to be rank advancing, So if you check out for a little bit right now and are like, I'm going to enjoy the holiday weekend and then get back into it again in June, that's where I'm really going to start tracking it. I'm not asking for, there's someone riding a horse in my street. Not the true story. I was like, that's a horse. That doesn't happen all the time. Okay, anyways, so I'm not tracking next week. Like when I did the recognition today, like that's only of the forms that you guys sent in. Like that comes in faster than any report I can get from Isogenics. You know, so if I didn't tag you and like I saw like Keisha be like, hey Jenny, didn't you do this? And she was honest. She was like, yeah, but I didn't send it in, right? Like that's where that comes from. So I'm not asking for anything over Memorial weekend. There's no call on Memorial Day. I'm not you know, gonna hold anything accountable. So when, in terms of where I'm tracking it and I have it is June 1st, but I agree with Laura. Like we've got our summer shape up coming up, which is, I'm gonna talk about on our actual team call. There's so much excitement and things happening right now, but in terms of where I will actually have an Excel sheet when I download it and I'm looking at it, is not till June, but that doesn't mean this week is kind of null and void. So I'm hoping everybody who did the dash continues with, right? Because you either get a second chance to still get your money back. So there's 3 people who would have technically not gotten their money back, but that's pretty good numbers, you guys. That means 17 of you all would have gotten your $100 back. Like that's amazing. And 1 of you doubled it. Like of our 20, I think those numbers are awesome, right? For those of you who already got it back, like just stay in it. You've already forgotten about that $100 right now, you know, like stay in it and just keep going, like keep the momentum. Or for those of you that didn't, you've got a second chance to get it back or double it or triple it, which was where that was where my motivation was coming from. So I was reading Jody's thing. Are we going to have a group to post? Yes, we are. The summer shape up, and that's coming out. And I should have the flyer tonight, if not first thing tomorrow morning. And I was going to talk about it tonight so everyone can market it. And Alex is talking about the virtual to lead up to that too. So all of that is in the works. But most of all, you guys, I mean, I'm learning things every week on these calls. Like we're learning from the best of the best, and I mean it's really been awesome to put you guys in the forefront of them. And like people have asked me, like who did the calls, like Cindy's like, how's that one girl doing? And Hayden's like, did anybody rank advance? Like they care about you guys. And the lineup is just as good. I mean, I can't get Kathy Cooper again probably. However, it's amazing. They're all 7-figure income earners. You know, they're all the top of Isogenics that really just want to see you succeed. So I'm hoping you continue with. I know a couple new people, like I said, Amy and Kelly and Chris joined us. You guys have until next week to totally commit, right? To say if you want your money back, or to also have other team members join you, right? Like I was messaging Jenny. I was like, hey, what about, you know, like a couple new people that they're excited, like let them learn from, you know, the best and hot energy, you know? But I personally love this. And like I've had a couple people, you guys will be shocked to hear this, but message me who have like had enrollments or something, and they're like, hey, what do I have to do to earn that cup? Or like, I saw that you gave this, like, what do I have to do to earn that? Because it's not a part of the ISA rally things or whatever. And I said, oh, those are all people that are on our task to director. You know, they opted in for a challenge, and part of it was fun swag along the way. In order to earn that stuff, I mean, you realize weeks you didn't get anything, weeks you didn't do anything, you know, weeks you got stuff, and I can't control the delay in shipping from China right now, but, or wherever it's coming from. But most of all, like that was because you enrolled people, you and rank advance people. And it wasn't just like one time. And it's like, you guys continuously got stuff or are gonna to still keep getting things, but it was fun. And that's part of that FOMO. It's like, we have such a big team and I don't want 100 people begging to get on a call. It's so much more fun to look at 15 or 20 people who really want this and really see the opportunity that's in their hands. So I'm hoping you guys continue, but if not, and for whatever reason, just message me. And that's why I said, like, you don't have to put it out there group. Be like, nope, just send me my $100. I'm out for right now. And if you want to continue, then now you know how you can still get it back, right? You're already getting it back, or how to double or how to triple it. And we'll take a little week off and keep going. But what I wanted to say to you about when Kathy was saying, ask those questions, you know, and then like really seeing who wants it. Sometimes I think when you take a concept and you can personalize it, the majority of your business, no matter what level you get at, you guys, if you are a 1-star in this company, if you're a 5-star, if you are a manager, you know, if you're an executive, like no matter what, the majority of your team will cycle less than 10 times a month. Okay, this is the foundation. Like if you think about the foundation of your house, that's the majority, right? And I remember that Betsy Frame first teaching me that. She said, most people are not going to give up watching, you know, Christmas movies or making Christmas cookies with their family to go for a push before New Year's Eve. They aren't, right? And it took a while to accept that because just like Kathy said, are people really this lazy? Like Alana came down earlier, that's Ryan's daughter, and back up. She's like, is she still on the phone? Right? Because like, I love this and I do this all day long, but I know not everybody wants it as bad as me, and that's okay, right? So just remember, that is the foundation of your business. People that are going to cycle less than 10 times a month. But these are your product users. These are people getting their products paid for. This is the retention of your business. This is what residual income is about. However, what she was saying is then you're really looking for those people, like you're really digging deep, right? My paycheck, right? I mean, and that's not the way I want to say that. The people that get you to the next level, the people that are going to help you rank advance, right? The people that are growing are those people running with you, because you can only do so much on your own, right? So that's like, I've never had to remind Laura to get on a team call. I've never had to remind Kisa to post on social media, right? Like Laura's never had to remind Kathy to follow up. Like some of these skills, and you just find those people you're running with. So in the process of leading with the product, right? In the process of loving all of your product users and all these great customers and supporting them, when Kathy's saying like you're looking for those 5, those are the people that will stay up later, that will get up earlier, that are gonna put the movie away, that have a goal that's so in mind. But when she was talking about asking those questions, if you guys have never heard the story, Janny was so good at doing this with Jessica and I and really getting to those pain points. Like we hated our jobs. We hated what we were doing. I hated my paycheck, and she knew that. And she knew that she could set us free of that. So with Jessica, the number one thing that Jessica wanted was to be at her beach house all summer long. They had the second home in the Jersey Shore. She was never able to go to it. You know, it's like she was commuting all over the place. She was lucky she was able to spend one long weekend out there a summer. She was like, I want to spend the summer at the beach house. And so when things would come up, and Jessica was like, oh, I'm just so overwhelmed right now. She was like, really? She's like, I thought you were overwhelmed on these red-eye flights. She was like, get it together. She was like, you're going to get to the beach house this summer. So stay up a little later, call those people, get up tomorrow early. I don't want to care about how overwhelmed you are, because you're overwhelmed that you're not at your dream house. I'm getting you there. This is what I need you to do. And she just held her so accountable that there was no room for the BS. And literally Jessica's first year in Isagenix, and every summer since, she just went back 2 weeks ago, she spent the entire summer at her beach house. But those are big sacrifices along the way to have the long-term goal. Huge. That's no happy hours. That's getting up earlier. Like I remember one point she said to Janny, I just want to relax and lay on the beach and read a book. And Janny was like, ugh, read a book in 2 years, get to work. And that's not because she wasn't celebrating a product user or the foundation of the business. It's because she had a goal. She wanted to be an Isagenix millionaire. She wanted to max out the compensation plan. She wanted to leave her job. She was one of those people that Janny was looking for, of like, who's really going for it. Same with me. Man, I enrolled 100 people in 3 months. One of them, like really one of them, wanted to go hard with me. You know, these were a lot of product users, and they got me to 1-star and 2-star, and I loved it, and I'm happy, and some of them still order today. However, she pushed me because I was one of her 5 of all the people digging deep who wanted it. And it was very similar. Like when I would be like, oh gosh, well the Broncos are in the playoffs, you know, she always teased me out with this football thing. And she'd be like, what is wrong with you? She was like, these doctors pay you $12 an hour. She's like, watch a football game like later on in life when you can like have a dream beach, you know, whatever, like get to work, call your people. And not everybody can handle that. But I just want to encourage you guys, like you can see right now, and I don't even have to highlight them, who has burning desire. You are seeing who's making sacrifices, who is constantly adding value to the page, who is consistently bringing new customers on, and who is promoting their team, because there's something inside of them that's like, this is my time, this is my season, this is my only opportunity, I really want to pay it forward, I really want to help people. And there's some of you that are still in cruise control and you're just coasting. And that's okay. I will always love that you're a great product user. Your team is gonna love that, you know? But if that's where you at, like ask yourself, do I really want to be in the sprint to executive? Because if you're filling out 10 connections with people because you feel like you have to, or to get your money back, and it's not really what you want to be doing, and it's just not that fun, don't feel like you have to do this, right? Like if you're going for it, that's because you have the vision. You're like, I am rank advancing before celebration. I'm going to help all these people that are laid off right now. I'm going to, you know, and you get excited about it. It fuels you. It doesn't feel like work because you're passionate, right? And I just want you to just be real honest with yourself. And there's no judgment. Like this business is for everybody, but it is the most fun and the most exciting when you're running with people. And I will leave you guys with this. I've been working with Kisa for 6 years, I think this month. Did you get enrolled in May? Did you get enrolled in May? I think she got, Okay, so March, so just over 6 years, right? And she was my first builder, like the first person to want to quit her job, the first person to really want to do this, you know. And throughout those seasons, I have watched it be fun and not fun based on who's running with her. Like when you're the only person showing up on your team call of your team, it's not fun. And you're like, where is everybody? You know? And like, she's like, I'm the only one posting and that mocha's coming out or cookies and cream is coming out and people aren't, it's not fun. And right now it's fun. Like to be able to create all the recognition of all these people that are doing it, it's exciting because you're all in alignment, right? Like there's joy, like you have this similar vision, you have this similar focus. And that over this next week, and you're bringing people in with the summer shape up, like I would encourage you to use some of the verbiage that Kathy's talking about of digging deep on the new associate interview and get to know your team. Ask them, how much money is it worth their time? Ask that question. Have they ever said no to something to their family because of money, right? Ask them if they know people who are affected right now financially that you could help. I mean, just finding those people, because whether you're personally enrolled to them or not, those are the people to run with, right? Like it's so fun. And I have a brand new girl. I went to middle school with her. She found me through Facebook, right? And she and her husband are both laid off. And she was like, I need to do this. I'll do whatever you say. I put this screenshot in Dreamers. I said, okay, I need a list of 20 to 50 people, you know, and do this and that, and then we'll do it. She's enrolled 4 people in 36 hours using the exact script, Now, granted, she got a lot of no's, a lot of people that are like, no, you try it first, tell me afterwards, or like, oh, I already do this or whatever. But she was so coachable, and we did exactly what Kathy said. Like they were all in group messages, or I was on the phone. I said, just call them. Like yesterday, I was on the phone with her. I said, just call them and say, I was on the phone with my friend Lauren. We were talking about this. I thought about you, and I was worried. I didn't know what to say because I'm brand new, and she was offering to be here to help answer questions. Like one of the girls enrolled on the spot. This is how I got Rachel to executive. Just being on the phone. It gives that person such confidence, right? That like you're there supporting them, but you're teaching at the same time, you know? And so I'm only sharing that with you is because every one of you is growing. Every single one of you has had an enrollment since we started. Some of you have had 10, some of you have had 20, you know, I mean, I can't keep track of Laura's right now, you know, like the teams are growing and it's super, super fun. But then it's like, okay, well, where's the shift to developing the people? And that verbiage that Kathy gave you is so good. And it's just digging through. You are finding the diamonds in the rough. You know, it's like Jess always says, you're looking for the blue M&Ms and loving on all those product users, loving on your customers that cycle 0 to 5 times a week, right? And loving on all of that, but finding the people that block out Sunday nights. I mean, for 6.5 years, you guys, Sunday nights from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I am right here. I'm right here. Like I day drink sometimes during the day, like we do something, but like Sunday nights, I'm looking at who's close to the next cycle. I'm looking at who's rank advancing. Like you know, you can always get a hold of me on a Sunday night because that is what allows me to have the freedom life. That's burning desire, right? I can check out any single night of the week, but Sunday nights, you're never going to not see me not working ever. You know, like that's discipline to me. I do my IPAs, I do the consistency of always because I want this. And that's okay if you don't, but when you do, you have to find other people who want to do the same thing. Other people who will turn off a baseball game, right? Other people that are going to turn off a football game, people that are going to get up earlier. Like Ryan really loves, like he's probably listening to me now. He really loves our coffee time in the morning. He wants to like cuddle and just wake up slowly and like drink coffee. And I like wake out of bed and just like want to go work. And so one of the things I do is I get up earlier so I can get stuff done that by the time he wakes up, I'm like, okay, I've already done the things that I needed to do, you know? And that's just discipline. And it's not that I don't enjoy him. It just manage that, you know? I mean, I know a lot of moms have to stay up later after their kids go to bed, whatever that looks like. So our team call is going to be awesome. Alex and Kisa are training next. You will see me post all these recordings. I want this information out to everybody. I kept it privileged to all of you throughout the challenge, but now that it's done, if people want to go back and listen to it in recording time, like that trainer is so good. So you're going to see me make a post like, hey, here is the calls. If they want to listen to it, great. But I will do the same thing with executive. I will keep it private to you guys and it won't be public, and that we're really dialed in until we're done in July 12th. And I'm just so excited. Every day I opened up Isopulse, and as I was watching the team grow, it's this group of people, and I'm grateful for you guys. It's been so fun, and I'm excited to run with you guys to executive and keep it going. Okay, see you in 6 minutes. Bye.